It's a specialty James hero.
Yep.
Not the XP I would pick in this matchup, but you know what? It's fine, I guess. What are the XP possible picks here earlier? Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't want a Uranus here anyway.
The immortal one chose
And
to vanquish the
Yo,
shell.
just clean it up.
This world.
It's I guess it's just really Omega wanting to match like how Hyper
Into this, the Land of Dawn, or will it be a sweep for Smart Omega? Already here at that match point in the series. It could go either way, honestly, with this kind of lineup that TNC brought. As we take a look at the emblems, we've seen it before where the Suyo can go ahead and scale up really quickly. You have a glue to go ahead and help get to that point. And the potential to snowball there is early on. I mean, even the mid lane, you can see the advantage of having this on your side. Whereas, you know, usually you see a Valentina comboed with another roam to be actually quite aggressive in the mid lane, but with a, you know, a Hylos, you're not really going to be able to do that.
Yeah, the oppressiveness of a Zushin can really, you saw it, right? You saw how oppressive it can be. But they do have a really strong magic duo.
Quick rotate.
Oh, top side.
Okay, that's a stun on James, and James cannot get out of that. Not with the Petrify on a Yuzhong.
Wow.
Still didn't use it though. It's just, yeah, having to accept your fate.
they literally just strutted up there, man. Like they had all the time in the world, just made their way to XP lane, boom, kill on James.
Yeah, surprised how quickly they brought down James too. Without the dragon, just not that tanky.
And maybe even Perxiva, because look, this is a high loss that's just getting bursted down, not able to walk at all. Also forced to use the Revitalize already.
Great start for TNC. Exactly why the lineup rating was favoring them and the strength they have with this early composition. So Smart Omega on the back foot already under the 2-minute mark. Find themselves to deal with Zyda scaling up. Also Lancy on the Jushin, like we mentioned. Most likely just building on that Piercer eventually. And so this is something you really want to kind of keep an eye on, unless it's going to be Zyda. But the mid lane again, Perks is in trouble.
For the second time around, can they actually take down Perks? They do! He's not even able to get his level 4 just yet. Now it's TNC all over the turtle. James might not even use his Black Dragon form in this moment.
Yeah, there's not much that, you know, Perks can actually do there. I can't understand what he's doing. Again, without the Revitalize, there's just so much pure raw firepower.
Yeah.
Which is the problem here, right? They don't have crowd control that much.
Yeah.
But why do you crowd control when your target's already dead?
Okay.
Look at this. Gonna fight for the purple. You know, Perks isn't level 4, and that's the biggest problem on being a Hylos with this kind of composition across from you.
There's a Black Dragon form from James though, uses the Petrify, and it's gonna be 3 Mar, targeted down. Ryzen finally picks up the kill, but the trade is gonna be Perxiva. Gets knocked up here by Lancy on the Juicin. James doing a great job at serving as the front though. And at least Omega might just still get their hands on their purple buff. James still trying to go in, but that's about it.
Oh, I don't know if they're gonna look for more. Ryzen potentially wants to make a play, but yeah, this is the thing, man. That's what I was saying. Perks wasn't level 4. And being on a Hylos with a Revitalize, and literally all you can do is trot around. Like, you can't get away with the Glorious Pathway when you don't have it, right? So now he's finally level 4. So we should see a different decision, or at least playstyle from Perks, because he's just been dealing with it for the past 3 minutes.
Yeah, you gotta calm down, bro. You gotta calm down. He died 3 times in 3 minutes.
Which is crazy, and understandably so, because of a Jushin and having Chaknu on the glue. You can't escape when you don't have any escapes, you know?
Yeah, your only escape is a speed up.
Which he didn't have.
Which he didn't have.
Oh yeah, he has the. Well, I guess he has the built-in speed up.
That's the only thing. That's what I'm talking about. So aside from that, you're basically just gonna be able to be raised up by the Lantern player. You can be just caught by Chaknu, what they're trying to do right here as well. And Zyda's just relentless. I love how Zyda's playing this game.
Yeah, he's gotta. After what happened in the previous game, at least now he's able to go ahead and, you know, bring so much value to the early game on the Suyo, like we've seen so much mobility-wise. You can see him. He's actually behind in terms of gold, but it's just the way he's moving around the team. Perxiva dropping the Glorious Pathway.
This is such an annoying glue, but Perxiva decides to fight right now. There goes the Glorious Pathway already. The Petrify coming from James using the Black Dragon form. Now they somewhat have control over the Turtle Pit. There goes the Zaman Force from Betty Cutie, actually punishing Perxiva, but it's Ryzen who successfully takes this turtle. Chaknu might be the next target here. Zyda still goes in, though, but he gets bursted down!
was that?
I mean, that's exactly what I was thinking. But then again, when you think about it, there's just so much magic, pure raw magic damage.
Yeah.
From the side of Omega, that if you don't actually dodge it, you absorb all of it. Those card tricks, yeah, like what Brigid is doing right now.
Yeah, the card tricks, but I guess also because first item was Genius Wand, and then paired up with Mingwen on the Valentina, who already has good damage in her kit alone.
True.
You know, I mean, look at this. Even on the Valentina, it's not like you have a glowing wand yet. That's just pure raw damage based off of the Genius Wand.
Oh!
What? You see?
You see that? That was crazy.
What in the burst?
Ryzen and Mingwen are supplying enough damage for Omega.
You know what, JC? That's actually a beautiful observation.
JC.
Yeah, sorry.
Joseph.
Joseph. You see how much the Genius Wand stacks, especially when your jungler, the one who's controlling it, is very relentless. You know, the stacks just keep refreshing and refreshing, so you're permanently minus 30, minus 40 magic resistance, which actually does add up. You're absolutely right. That's a very good observation.
Especially in this early portion of the game, you know, at this point. But so TNC has found themselves with their flames doused that they had built up in the early game, and Smart Omega has gotten control of things. Now, meanwhile, you have to go ahead and look at how the gold lane's been going, which has been pretty much just like it has been for every series so far. Like, let them just go ahead and farm up. But you see, Netsky, he's been way more proactive because that's one thing the Claude allows you to do. You know, rotate through these lanes, kind of side lane, double lane if you want to. And he's building up his second item. He's only got the Corrosive Scythe. You're not far behind for Benny Cutie, but eventually Benny Cutie might have to join these fights to turn the tide as they fight for the last turtle of the game. We'll keep an eye on exactly the positioning here. And there it is, Glorious Pathway drop down.
Yep, Crimson Beacon used 2, but 3 more! With a 2-man final slash, do they have enough damage to burst them down though? Chaknu 2, such an annoying... Oh, but the 3-man knock-up! That's a beautiful knock-up right there, brought to us by James, and now it's actually Smart Omega who might just get the upper hand, not unless Benny Cutie all alone using the Zaman Force is actually able to turn things around, but Mingwen and James are already working on him as Netsky takes down Chaknu, and there goes the knock-up from Lancey, but that's all that it took.
Big game, James. What a Petrify setup there on this Yu Zhang, a hero you don't see often.
You don't sleep on James, bro. You do not lose sight of him in the team fight, or else you will suffer. And that's exactly what we saw there for TNC. I guess you don't really expect that much burst coming in from a Yu Zhang, but the crowd control that it provides, especially when all of you are grouped up together. We'll see that again.
Look at this replay. Great final slash coming through from 3mar, but unfortunately they get set up. Look at that timing. Talk about a buff. I mean, they were alluding to it in the interview. James got it here. Man, what a setup with the Yu Zhang, and it was a great fight again for Smart Omega. Netsky pretty much untouched other than, you know, Chaknu trying to do his thing on this glue, but they got separated and Smart Omega runs away with that team fight.
Yeah, and Smart Omega feels like they are draining on resources. They're draining the resources of TNC right now. Just making it harder and harder for Zyda to make actually anything happen. Again, another victim!
And even Chaknu being the choice right here. They're using the grab. There's a final slash once again coming in from 3mar, but they cannot convert it into a kill. It's James. All they need is James. And Benny Cutie couldn't handle the damage from Ryzen.
Benny got blown up!
Yeah, I think exactly what Naisu said is happening here. Everyone just feels the more that you get stacked up on by these cards, the more that you're really squishier. And that's what's happening. The longer the team fight's going, the faster the burst comes in.
Yeah, man, and like the burst, even more so now with the Divine Glaive locked in for Ryzen. Mingwen picking up his own Lightning Truncheon, and look at this, just a green light to go ahead and start up this Lord. And I'd be surprised if TNC wants anything to do with this. First one, you know, Ryzen's going to go ahead and handle that wave in the mid, but this is a clear sign because not only is the magic damage a problem for TNC, but Netsky is pretty much there too. He doesn't have the Trinity locked in just yet, but he has so much space provided, all Ryzen.
All right. All right, we're still in it. Zyda not quite falling, but I gotta say, just not, again, 2 games in a row, I'm saying this. Zyda just not as impactful as I'm used to seeing.
Zyda had to use a Retribution, by the way, too. It's going to be up in 15, but I don't know. The information's already there for Smart Omega, so they're going to blitz this Lord.
Here it comes.
This is almost a guaranteed Lord for Smart Omega, and there you have it. All it took was a single...
Perks? They want to force a fight?
What? They actually still want to go for the fight. TNC, they do not want Omega to get that Lord freely, but it's Netsky! Using placing do it from the backlines. He gets cancelled by that final slash, but was already able to deal enough damage. And now Chaknu's also isolated all alone in the territory.
Has a final slash.
Smart Omega.
Oh,
he's not going to be able to get back.
He's still going to try to delay Zaida, I think. Okay, he doesn't. To get away, he gets away. He's got a final slash, but man, I'm still kind of flabbergasted there. TNC wanted to fight that?
I get what you're saying, right? It looked like TNC could do it for a moment, but if we actually do a replay, Ryzen waited for a perfect moment. You know what? There's a 4-man comp from TNC.
Yeah.
He waited the perfect moment, looked for Benny, burst him down with Deadly Magic. I wish we could replay that because that was so difficult, but he pulled it off.
Yeah, and right now, at least, you know, these Holy Defense Shields are going to keep TNC into this game for now. They lost the mid one, so it looks like Smart Omega's not going to push for much more. Right now, if they decide to go ahead and go for a fight, they're pretty much locked into winning it. You got the Trinity already for Netsky now as he locked in his DHS, Golden Staff, and Corrosive Scythe. Working on his defense item, depending on what he wants to go ahead and take here. But, man, I don't know. TNC in a very tough spot at this point. They might even force a fight around a purple buff if TNC is willing to go ahead and take it.
Yeah, they probably won't.
They probably won't.
This is in what they call the Hunger Games.
The Hunger Games!
For Smart Omega. Not allowing them to get a hold of their very own resources. It's tough. It's just a 5k gold lead that we're currently looking at. But at the same time, even when you want to rely on execution, TNC, whenever it does come to a point wherein they have to be really well coordinated, you just don't see it happening. It's either one of them gets isolated so far away in an attempt to actually zone out the other members of Smart Omega, which in a way actually works, but you don't get essentially what the goal is. You don't win the entirety of the team fight, and you don't get the objective you actually started that fight for.
Now it's the Hunger Games, like you mentioned here. No way for them to walk out, and it feels like it's such a small lead, 5,000.
Yeah.
But we have to remember where we started. We started with TNC in the lead here by quite an amount too.
They controlled the early game.
So it's actually a really big spike.
And it's funny because, like, the problem is it's been mostly the magic damage, the magic duo that we're seeing. You know, Imagine 2, Perceiva, he was like 0-3 under the 3-minute mark, but man, has it been just a complete turnaround. Holy Crystal for Ryzen, so you're looking at just magic damage on magic damage, but even Netsky, he's 5-0-5, brother. Like, he's got a winner crown too, so he can just jump on into the chaos, pop that winner crown with the Blazing Duet, and be fine. So TNC, they have almost too many problems to deal with. Even with this Holy Crystal being locked in, oh, they're going for Zaida.
That's problem number one. It's Zaida and Lancey, but they're getting caught. The Black Dragon form catches up. Now it's Lancey and 3 are falling down too. They lost 2 crucial members, and they might just lose their roamer. Next is only Zaida and Benny Cutie, and they cannot go for the contest.
Yeah, losing Mingwen there is just a small consolation prize. TNC just have no right to walk out of their base at this point. Omega firmly in the lead.
Yeah, right, Ryzen being sneaky there. He's going to let Netsky and James go ahead and take out this Lord. He's waiting patiently to see if anyone's going to try to go for that purple, but he's just going to go ahead and take it as they get ready to go towards this base of TNC. Very, very strong showing from Smart Omega throughout the series right now, as just everything is taken to choke out TNC even more. Now with this lineup, with this composition, how does it look on the defense route? Even being down almost 7,000 gold, is there still potential here, Rockhart, for TNC to stay in this game, extend it for another 5-6 minutes?
That's what I'm actually looking for, and the way that you do that is just a perfect catch on Netsky without any good reaction, which is unlikely, especially at the point where he has a Winter Crown, so that's like a big walk-in win condition that you can't really fight against, and if you try to fight against it, you actually might just get caught out. So honestly, if you ask that question, it will take not just one, but probably two big blunders for Omega for them to come back.
Oh, I don't know if that's going to happen. Black Dragon form used. Mid turret's going to fall. TNC now on this defense. Is it looking to be a sweep here?
Oh, the Petrify was used on Lancey. They want to take down Lancey first, but he still had the Crimson Beacon, so he's going to be okay. No Deadly Magic available as well for Ryzen. As of the moment, Remar not able to find a target, but that will be enough for TNC to defend this Lord.
Okay, they still got a wave in mid. Top turret, mid turret went down. Smart Omega might just take the discipline round as they don't have that bottom wave pushing in just yet. So right now TNC stays in the game. You could call that at least a successful defense given all the situation and conditions here.
Yes.
They're still in this game, but it's looking grim, man. 8,000 behind, one base turret. And I don't know if you have the firepower to deal with what Omega's throwing at TNC.
Yeah, it's an excellent defense though. They have a strategy where if they don't actually walk out of the base, they're fine. Just because if you're Omega, even if you're 8k ahead and you walk into a Crimson Beacon, Lancey, especially now that I think he already has a pretty healthy amount of items anyway, you will actually be punished. So there is still punish from TNC. And Omega cannot barrel through with a complete 5-man unit, considering Chaknu can kind of assimilate most of the damage if he goes for split first. So you can't just willy-nilly end this. And of course, yes, it's gonna go down to the next Lord. Maybe the next two Lords.
It's gonna be, I think, TNC definitely are forced to play defensive, so trying to find an opening to at least take down Netsky is one, but also I don't think they should really force their way to that because
True.
James is gonna be the guy to just also use the Black Dragon first, and we saw it happen multiple times. TNC are just not able to get the right position even if they really wanted to. So there's I think a very important task that 3mar has to accomplish in this game, which is to find that perfect final slash that can eventually lead to a punish for Smart Omega.
It's almost like...
It's a big ask though.
I was gonna say, it's almost double-edged sword though, because it's like, even if you get the final perfect slash, or the perfect final slash, are you actually gonna be able to use it? Oh, they're trying to blitz the Lord, it looks like, but here comes James.
They're running.
That was the Zaman Force already used by Benny Cutie.
Oh, Ryzen's going for Benny. Ryzen is right there.
And now Omega are just willing to fight back. It's Lassie who he actually finds.
Damn!
No!
What was the play from TNC? I mean, a whole lot was expended for that. And that was just an easy take, an easy kill, an easy Lord.
It's like all they did was just poke the bear and then run out.
Was it just really a poking? Because they used ultimates for that.
Yeah, it felt like, you know, the meme when you put the stick in the bicycle wheel and you're just like, ah! Like, that's what it felt like. Like, what happened?
Why did he get wiped out?
What was the move? I mean, even so, knowing that you have Ryzen on this Harley, your backline is so susceptible to exactly what happened to Lancey. At least he's going to be up for this defense.
Could they have sensed that Ryzen wasn't around the area? But even then, right?
That's a complete disconnect, bro. No, there's just no way around it. That was a complete disconnect.
They got this Lord here. They're going to have to defend this. Let's see if they end it here.
Oh, Ryzen finds Zaida, uses the Deadly Magic on him. Chaknu brought back, and he might just actually find a target here. There goes the final slash. They actually find Netsky, but Netsky just uses the